You can't see my head. Oh no, what happened? There we go. Hello. There we go. Alrighty. It's much clearer this time around on my live. Yay. Alrighty. So for those that have just tuned in and aren't part of my things, I got my interfacing today, which means I can go back to bag making, which is very exciting. So I got my Form Fuse 1400, which I'm super stoked about. So I can now make things. Is anyone sewing along with me, or are you all just watching today? Kind of chopped off my head. Hello, Alabama. So exciting. What time is it there? Is this a good time to do videos? I'm still trying to work out the best time to do it for everybody. Oh, you just finished making masks. That's good. So I'm doing Heidi for anyone that is actually sewing along. Hello. Oh, and Louisiana. Hello, Kira. I know I've got a video doing these, but I have an order for like a lot. 9:45 p.m. Well, that's not too bad. It's just it's like lunchtime here, 12:30 something, 1 o'clock-ish. I don't actually really know. Whoa. That's not too bad, 9:45 at night. So basically, if I was to do them like a couple of hours early, you could all sew along with me. I have a lot of these to make. I've got some really cute fabrics that they've got to be done in. And this is one of the orders. So I'm doing Harry Potter today. Which is super cute and it's like this nice gold. So I'm using gold hardware with it. Is anybody out there from Australia? Because if you are, I have exciting news for you. Oh, thank you. This machine was secondhand from like Facebook Marketplace. There it is. That's what I'm looking for. Awesome. Do you guys welcome from bed? Hello, bed. Watching from bed. I like that. I got new thread, which is very, very exciting. I love this new brand. It's, I don't know, I guess it's stronger and it goes through the machine nicer, which is pretty exciting. I spent like an hour on the phone to the place that sells it to pick which one I wanted. And this is 40 nylon, it's like 3,000 meters. It's called Nuso Duro. I'm not sure, but it's like UV rated and everything. Hello, great videos, camera, feel how you operate the industrial machine. I will do, if you want, I will do a video on all of my machines and show you how to run all of them. And go through the interfacings I use, because I always get a lot of questions about what interfacing, so I'm happy to do like a little video for you about the different types I use and what I've found I like and don't like and where to get them and stuff. Because obviously Form Fuse 1600 is my favorite and I've now got it, which is cool. I actually make this pattern a little bit differently to the way that the pattern says to as well. Just because I found it easier for me. So I'm currently about to rule a 3/4 inch line and then double-sided tape that down. Because this is what I found works for me. Except I waste a little bit more fabric, but that's not all bad. I've actually just come back from horse riding because it's a lovely sunny day here. And because it's early lunchtime, I mainly stopped because I was hungry. And because I promised you guys a live. So here we are. Now, normally if I'm not on camera, I will do these in bulk. So I will sew I'll have 4 that I'm going to use the same colored thread for, have extra bobbins on the side, and then bulk sew everything in packs, like a production line, because I do tend to find that easier. But all the ones I need to make have all got different colored thread, so I couldn't have even done that for you today anyway. So where I've just ruled the line, it actually makes a really nice crease, so I can just fold that over. And now I have no raw edge there, which is going to make it easier in a minute. Yes. Do any of you make the Heidis already? Have you made any of these before? Because if you haven't, I highly suggest you do. They're pretty quick and they're pretty fun. And you can funk them up quite a lot if you wanted to. Alright. And the short zip. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to take my lining piece, lay the zipper on the top, and then grab the bottom panel accent piece and line that up along the zip, and then just top stitch it down. Seems pretty easy. So now I don't have to worry about trying to join it and then open it. I just watched a video on the laminate sheets ordered. Oh, that's good. Sorry if I'm not responding really quick. It just bulk gives me 5 messages and then disappears again. I love laminating sheets. I think they're super, super handy for trialing a pattern. I have, as you saw, I did the Lynette business bag as the laminate, which means next week you guys will be getting a video because you've all been asking me to do one, so I promise I will. Yeah. Ooh, nope, missed. I'm sorry if the whirring of my machine annoys you, but I don't have one of those fancy start-stop motors. It's a rotary one, because when I first bought this machine, I didn't really know what I was looking for or buying. So I love my machine, but unfortunately it does make the noise. See, now wasn't that so much simpler to hide your zip? I love doing it that way. I mean, I'm going to waste a little bit of fabric in a minute, but that's not the end of the world. I'm just putting my zipper on with my fancy zipper jig that my husband made me. Or attempting to. He made it a little bit tall, unfortunately, so I have to stand over it. But that's cool. So the way I do it, you unfortunately do end up with this excess, but I'm just going to top stitch the bottom and then chop it off. And that'll seal the bottom pocket for me. So I'm using a basting stitch that is 3/4 or 3 3/4 long. I get asked quite often, why don't I use a walking machine to make my bags? Because I do own one and I can, but I find for the most part I don't really need it to pull the bags through. The only one I really use it for is the ends of Dallas. Oh, I'm better than Cable. That's exciting. Thank you. I appreciate that. But yeah, so I mainly use that bag as well. I make Stella by Swoon, which is like a big overnight bag. And I find that it's easier to use the walking foot because I've got all the layers of foam and interfacing and everything, and it's a big bag, so it's easier for that to help pull it through. But all small bags work just fine on this machine. And then I get to double up and make clothes with this one as well. I actually probably should have worn some, but that's okay. Because I make all my own dresses, just because I like to look different to everybody else. Can't help it. 1 second, I left my templates over here. Oh, I've also, for those that were asking, will Hobby do a video on how to make these? He said yes. So I will be like a dubbed voice over the top explaining it, but he is happy for me to film him while he cuts and does these. Hello, California. Yeah, so this is my Heidi pattern. It's made out of MDF. And I've just drilled the holes where the magnets go, so I can just make everything a bit quicker. Because even if you don't sew to sell, this is still a good idea because it's just quicker. And then you've got more time to make more bags. Not that I don't make enough. Yay for template video. Yeah. I don't know when. I actually plan on trying to get him to do it this weekend because I have... Actually, I'll show you. I have a whole board of what I'm going to cut. So here is my giant board, and that is, you can't really see it, but it is full of template pieces. So I want to cut all of this out. So I've got the video stuff ready of getting him to do it. All right. And anybody that's watching that lives in Australia, I just found a supplier of waterproof vinyl that I can buy in bulk, which I'm very excited about. So I did that this morning. So that should be here soon. Yay! If you guys have any questions, you are welcome to ask them. I am all ears today. Me and my Frey stopper glue. The only bad thing about black fabric, it's really hard to see where you've put your cut holes. There we go. Awesome. I have some beautiful fabrics I need to make these in, actually. This is my favorite. Actually, these both are my favorites. So I've got this really cool wool fabric and Harry Potter. Is waterproof vinyl like waterproof canvas? Yes, kind of. So they come in different thicknesses. So it just depends on what you want to use it for as to what you should buy. So if you are making outdoor furniture and you're in Australia, I would go to Spotlight and get their waterproof canvas. But what I use is like PUL coating. So it's got like, it's thinner, it's got the coating on the back, and it is very waterproof. It's also relatively airtight. So when I first ever sewed with it and I turned the bag inside out, I had to sit for ages and squash all the air basically out of the sew holes. She wants, yeah, for the linings. Yeah, so I have just found some that I can now get and have on the way here. I have 11 different colors coming, which is kind of cool. Because I got sick of not being able to get what I want, and my supplier didn't have any purple, and they only had like dark green. So I found fun, funky colors because it's what makes me happy. So I'm just going to base this zipper to the lining. which is probably lazy and I should clip it, but I won't. So I'm just basting it really close to the edge. And so then you won't see those stitches, but now I don't need clips. So I can just put this face side down and stitch it together. Can I ask where you found it? China. But I will be putting it up on my website. Because you need to buy it in bulk to make it worth it. This top stitch is always the hardest part of this bag because it's like a funky curve. I possibly should have clipped it. But I don't think it's going to make a huge difference. There are other places in Australia that sell it. I know Voodoo Rabbit sell waterproof lining, fabric stuff. They also sell all the fun coloured vinyls as well. Oh, I might pin this side. Do the right thing. I also found someone that lives just down the road from me that will print these for me, which is pretty cool. So I will be having a lot more skulls soon as well. And he can do it under any colour under the rainbow, so this could be fun. Because I think I need a red one. Oh, I missed the tail. Always chop off your tails as you're going. There's nothing worse. I love skulls, yes. I love these skulls. They're so handy. I've got them everywhere. So I've got them here holding glitter for my key fobs that I do. I make, on my embroidery machine, I make key fobs that have like glitter and sequins in them. Yeah, I don't know if you can really see it, but it's very glittery in there. So one of them holds that. I've got two holding all my makeup brushes and lip liners and stuff. I've got 3 just down here. I've got another one just over there holding like parts for the sewing machine. I think I'm just a little bit addicted to them, to be honest. I don't know if you noticed that. I did not pin that lining down, the outside. I just pinned the lining to the zip and then just laid this over the top, because by pinning it like that, it was already holding the shape that I wanted. Just saves a little bit of time. Probably don't do it on your first ever one though. Also, on my the Lynette business bag that I intend on doing, I actually plan on doing one for myself for my laptop. So that will be probably the video one, and I'm going to do embroidery on it because I just like that. So I might do like a fast forward video part of the embroidery so you guys can watch it in case you've never seen one. Because it is very mesmerizing, and I usually sit there and watch it while it sews. Alright. Split my zipper. Excellent. Now, I'm missing a bit. Hold on one second. I'm missing my little tab. I imagine it's in here. So this is my tub of projects to make. I used to try and have them neatly on a shelf, and it wasn't a thing. So they now live in a tub on my floor. There it is. That's what I'm after. The tab to hold the wristlet strap. I was in a bit of a hurry when I did this and dropped everything. That's why I assumed it was in there. So I'm actually doing a 3/4 inch strap because my hardware came and they sent me the wrong size. So it is a 3/4 inch hole. So I just cut a little bit off this to make sure it's going to fit. Just because a pattern tells you to use a certain hardware, please don't think you have to. So I know you said it was like noonish, but what day is it there? Oh, so it's Thursday here. So I'm ahead of you. It's kind of cool. So it is pretty cool, actually. See, I'm like half a day ahead of you guys. I'll let you know how the day turns out. I am in the future. Woo. I love time zone stuff. That means that I actually celebrate New Year's Day like half a day ahead of you guys. That's cool. I bought a dodgy, what kind of interfacing do you use? So on this, I have used, it's called Formfuse 1600. So it's a fusible, non-woven, extra heavy, almost cardboard, like flexible cardboard kind of stuff. I find this gives the best body for my bags. I will also put this on the fabric before I stick it to the foam because it stops any wrinkles that can occur. And then for my lining, I'm using the iron-on woven medium stuff from the Birch. I think the equivalent for America is SPF 101 for the lining. I'm not sure. I do try and keep up with that, but at the moment I think I'm drawing a blank. Thank you. I like doing videos. It like amuses my day because I sit at home by myself most of the day. So it gives me something to do. Right, so as you can see, I did not do a very good, there you go, SF101, thank you, it's not SPF, I don't know where I got that from, that's a sunscreen. I did not do a very good iron job on this, so I'm going to have to turn my iron back on to fix it. I actually think my iron's dying from overuse, which is sad. I'm going to need a new one soon. Ah! Why is that so tight? Ah, there, that's why. It was crossed over itself. I also really like when you thread. I know I'm going on about it, but I am excited. It doesn't fray at all at the ends anymore. So the last few brands that I've tried, they all fray when you try and thread them. This one just doesn't at all. It's amazing. So to place this, I usually just place mine like on the bottom half of the zip. So like there, that way, obviously, don't be silly. So I just place it at the zip like that. It's a nylon, so it's size 40. If you have a look at the latest video I did, I've actually put a link to the website and the exact thread that I buy. So far I've bought it in black and blue, which is like a nice blue. I'm just waiting for my other one. So this one's called Bonded Nylon. I don't know if that's helpful to you, but that's what it's called. But I've bought other bonded nylon in the past. Like I was using Ceraphil, and while it is good, this one is better because this one still frays slightly at the edge. I imagine it would be. I believe a lot of people in America get their thread from, I think it's Sunny Sewing. I think Sunny something. Sunny something. I see a lot of people buy it from there, and they have the rainbow thread that everybody loves as well. I am still trying to find rainbow thread here. I'm sure I will eventually, but for now, I've got these guys, and they do awesome thread, so I'm pretty happy. I am actually going to pin this. Sunny Sewing. Okay, cool, I got that right. I would love some rainbow thread. The things that I would do, oh my god. I've got so many that would actually, oh, there you go. It's in Texas. Cool. So I think Tex 70 is the same as M40 in Australia. I think that's how it works. I don't know why they keep making it different. It's really quite frustrating, to be honest. So I'm also not going to put a lot of clips on this because I don't think it needs it. I mainly do it at like stress points or where there's bulk fabric. So where the zip is, I'll make sure that's lined up. The other zip, make sure that's lined up, and then the corner. And that's... You're addicted to the rainbow thread. Fair enough. I don't blame you. Rainbow hardware, rainbow zipper thread, you're sorted. All right, I'm just going to sneak over here for 2 seconds and iron my strap flat. There we go, that's better. Not that I'm doing it yet, but while the iron's on. Yeah, I find the US has a lot more options than Australia. Voodoo Rabbit seems to be like the main online place that everywhere goes for hardware. I don't really know of any other places, and I've only got like limited stock because that's just what it is. As you sew around, are you pushing the zipper towards the lining or towards the exterior? This one I'm doing towards the lining. Sometimes I want to push it out. What time is it here now? Let me check my phone because you're on my phone right now. It is 1:13 p.m. on Thursday, I don't know the date today, 14th of May. Oh, it's my birthday soon. Cool. So yeah, here my zip is pushed towards the lining. I wonder if my husband and I share a birthday, which is, you know, cool and really annoying. But I might be able to convince him to let me do like a cool, fun, I don't know, birthday video, make myself something amazing. Feels like something I would do. One thing I always do is make sure I'm not going to sew through my piece of hardware right here. I have done it twice. Twice is enough. It scares the crap out of me. I don't really want to have to do it again. My husband and I got married on our birthday. At least he has no excuse to ever forget. I'm like 6 hours older than my husband, so I always tell him he has to respect his elders. Do any of you guys sew clothes as well as bags, or are you just mainly bag makers? I'm also just cutting off my excess in like weird shapes because it's fun. And there they are, my scissors. I was not terribly prepared to do a video, I just felt like it. I embroider pre-made shirts. That's cool. I sew clothes, quilts, and bags. Yeah, nice. I love the idea of sewing quilts, but I suck at the quilting part. I can do the patchwork and it's all beautiful, and then I come to the quilting part and I sucker out and just do straight lines. That's cool. I love making clothes just because I like to look different. I'm late, but I'll keep watching. That's okay, you still made it. Welcome. Reach in. Yeah, you think that. I won't show you my quilt I did. It's pretty bad. Everything was going really well, and then I had to join it to the layers, and not so much. I usually do a quilt as you go, so it's not such a big deal. I also usually don't make, you know, queen-size doona covers. That was a mission. I think I'll stick to bags and clothes for now. Where's my pokey stick? What do you guys use as a pokey stick? I've always wondered, because mine's obviously from a musical instrument. So I just wonder what you guys use instead of. I know some people use chopsticks. Anything other than chopsticks you guys use to poke out your bags? Oh, this doesn't want to poke. Stupid vinyl. Knitting needles, a big fat one. Metal chopsticks. Have you ever put your knitting needle through a corner? I feel like that's exactly what I do. I reckon I just go and stab through the whole lot. Quilts, clothes, and bags. Yeah, cool. Because I have a few dresses I want to make. No, you don't poke that hard. Yeah, that sounds good in theory. I reckon I still would. I'm actually putting my entire pressure on this at the moment. I don't think I'd trust myself not to stab through it. That's why I don't use, I don't know if you've never, I don't think I've ever had to unpick anything. But I don't use quick unpicks because the 4 times I have, I've ripped the fabric because I get too impatient. So I just use my snips. That's my choice. I'm okay with it. I'm a bit rough. I use a hair maker. Cool. Oh, see, this is super cute. Sorry, because I pushed the zippers down at the lining, they're super cute. They join really, really well. And then they get tucked into it. Not finished yet. I still got to do a... Oh, I missed that. So because this isn't vinyl, I'm going to cheat a little bit and stitch it to it. Use a standard side presser foot. This is a Teflon foot, so I think it's 1/4 inch. I don't know. I just buy Teflon feet. They're like $3 for this machine because they're like a generic size. But yeah, nothing spectacular on my foot. So I actually when I know I have to do different seam allowances, I get a permanent marker and draw on this plate. So it's like a visual guide so I can see what I'm doing. You can also get really cool magnets. So they're quite a firm magnet. So you can stick it there and then just run the fabric up against it. My child stole mine though, and I haven't yet found it around the house. So when I do, I will probably go back to using it. So to do this, I'm actually opening this up to stitch it all together with the hardware on it. So now I don't have to use any rivets because it's fabric. Teflon feet are specifically designed to do the vinyl, so it makes it much easier. The only vinyl I find it still doesn't like is that thinner, stretchy, wearable vinyl. It still pulls on that a little bit. But like normal handbag vinyl, it's amazing for. It's a game changer. I can't recommend it enough. Yeah, see, everybody. I've never met someone that says they don't like their Teflon foot. It's obviously got its place. There you go. You use it all the time. I only take mine off when I'm using my invisible zipper foot, really. Most clothes I still sew with this foot on, just because it's nice. And I'm used to using it. So I'm currently just sewing this as a loop. I just keep moving the hardware out of the way. It's not that I don't want to use rivets because I don't mind. It's just fabric and rivets I don't think are very much friends. So if I was doing half vinyl, half fabric, I would have still used a rivet to join this to the hardware, but because it's all fabric, I don't think it needs it. Then I'm just going to jump to the other side. So I'm not going to trim off the join yet. I will do that at the end. Beautiful. Minus all the bits. Melt them off. Don't set it on fire. I set at least one a week on fire because I'm not paying enough attention, or I left too much of a tail. Never set the actual thing on fire, just the thread. Alright, so my join for this is actually here. So I'm going to sew at the join to join it. I'm not going to put the join at the top here because it won't sit nicely. So I've pulled it just down. I don't know if you can see it. I'll move it closer. So there's the join. That's where I'm going to sew. With a 2.5 stitch length. Because what that's going to do is it's going to flatten it out, and it's not going to make it a bulky eyesore on your strap. Probably turn the machine on might help. There we go. So before I send this away, I will actually open it out flat, and then I'll stick a piece of fabric over the top and stick it in my heat press to squish it, and then I will close it like this and heat press it again to reinforce the crease so that it doesn't sit out like that. So see how it's sitting out a little bit? Once I iron that, it will be like this instead. So it won't be dead flat, but it will be a lot flatter. Hole cutter doesn't work on cotton that good. No, it really doesn't. And I'm always worried that even though I put fray stopper on it, it's like a major stress point, and I don't want it to fray and come off because then it makes it look worse for me. You have to use heavy duty interfacing with cotton. Yeah. I find even with that, I sometimes still have issues trying to stab it. So I just stitch it because that still works. And if you wanted to, you could do a contrasting stitch and make it stand out. But that's not coming off ever. Unless you cut it off, I guess. But yeah. That's done. I actually do need to turn the heat press on and do that. And then go do some more. That's where you went wrong. Yeah, so anything that you're going to cut, slice, anything, interface it. There shouldn't really be any pieces of the bag that you make that don't have some form of interfacing. I've put the Formfuse 1600 on the strap, the same as the outside, because I want it to be firm. I didn't use a light, I used a heavy interfacing because, you know, that's going to take a lot of brunt. So having the extra interfacing will just make it last longer and have like a nicer shape too. And that didn't take very long. Even with all my talking, this video is only like 41 minutes long. So I love these. I sell a lot of these. They're adorable. I actually did one and made it all vinyl. And then I embroidered something here where I've put the HP. So I just embroidered like a little something here on an all vinyl bag and then make the insides match. So I did a Lest We Forget one and then did poppies on the inside. So this is like a wicked base pattern. You can do so many cool things. You could turn this, instead of having that accent, you could make it like blood dripping and then have horror fabric. That'd be cool. Actually, I'm going to make one of them. Let's do that. Yeah. Alrighty, well, I'm off to... I've got to cut out the vinyl for some of those, and then I'm just going to be sewing all day. So if anybody has questions, feel free to ask them. If you're not part of my Facebook group, it's called Seams Legit Sewing. You can come and ask me questions there. I'm more likely to see them there than in the Sew Whatever. And yeah, I think that's all. This is just like, I don't know what kind of machine this is. It's just like a basic machine. I also, actually, before I go, I will be doing a tutorial using a domestic machine. So I'm going to make a handbag on a domestic machine to prove that it, you know, any tips and tricks that I do, and I'm going to prove that I can do it. Mainly, that's why. But that's cool. Hello, Stormy Jack. I'm leaving now, so sorry. Welcome, but I'm off. Yeah, all right. I'm going to go back and crank my music and cut out vinyl. So I'll see you guys all next time.